Good morning from St. Petersburg, September 2nd. It's 7:54 a.m. and all is well so far. Hope you had a good weekend. It's a long one for a lot of the working people, or as some like to call you, slaves. It's been a long weekend for the slaves. You're a slave. No matter how much money you make, you're a slave. That's what they say. I'm not saying it. So let's see what's going on. Let's check out, let's see, Citizen Stream. See who's live. 7 a.m. in the morning.
Goddard College campus
Uh-oh.
is where I got my
Somebody is sneaking into our
Master's in
broadcast.
Fine Arts and
Who could that be?
playwriting.
I'm going to have to...
Years ago.
There it is right there.
I'm
You know
gonna
who's
pick up my
trying to sneak
grandson.
in, don't you?
Max and Gus.
Occupy TV. Yeah, we're going to turn them off on their volume. And we'll go back to checking out Citizen Stream. I haven't heard from Jenna yet on Citizen Stream. I'm trying to get the live stream, our live stream channel, to come here. Let's see. And I always check to see if I'm live in here. So I'll reload this page real quick, just like that. And because I never know when I'm going to get kicked off a site or get kicked out of a room or just get kicked around. People kick me around. Yep, there's my little blue horse saying that we're live in Citizen Stream. Global Rev is live. Other Possibilities is live. And a lot of Burning Man is live. In the Desert, like I said, I don't know what that's about, but they have thousands of people that watch them, millions over the years. But nothing going on in Ferguson, Missouri. I don't know. We'll see. It's still early. It's only Tuesday. Short week for the working people. For those that go by the work week, that get the weekends off, it's a short week. So nothing going on in Citizen Stream. Let's see what Artstarzz. Oh, here's the weather. We might as well do the weather when it pops up like that. Seattle, Washington, 65 degrees. Portland, Oregon, 62 degrees. Hayward, California, 64 degrees. Tokyo, Japan is 73 degrees. San Antonio, Texas is 80. Toledo, Ohio is 70. Los Angeles, California is 70 degrees. Denver, Colorado, look at that, 49 degrees. They're coming into this fall. I don't know when fall starts, but Denver's been having some cool mornings lately, so it won't be long when we start seeing 0 and stuff like that. But it doesn't stay cold very long. This could be a winter day. 49 degrees could be a winter day in Denver, but I don't know. Maybe it's global warming. But Denver, Colorado, 49 degrees. St. Petersburg, Florida, old true blue, steady weather, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Corpus Christi, Texas, 79 degrees. San Francisco, California, 60 degrees. Tampa, Florida, 78 degrees. Charlotte, North Carolina, 71 degrees. New York, 77 degrees. Santa Fe, New Mexico, 59 degrees. Hayward, California, 64 degrees. Santa Rosa, California, 55 degrees. Gaza, 88 degrees. Tel Aviv, Israel, 88 degrees. Jerusalem, Israel, 88 degrees. Hilo, Hawaii, 75 degrees. Rotterdam, Netherlands, 70 degrees. Amsterdam, Netherlands, 70 degrees. See how them temperatures are starting to drop as we inch our way into fall? It won't be long, and for some of you that lose your leaves, that should be happening any time now. In Colorado, I'm sure that the aspens are starting to turn a pretty gold. Thank you. Pretty soon all the aspens will be a beautiful color, and then there won't be any leaves, and they'll just be a mess for you leaf cleaners to pick up. So the weather is starting to change as we move into fall, and that's a good thing. So let's see what else is going around in the Artstarzz world. Okay, we're in Artstarzz chat boxing live stream, and that ticker there, if I don't change it, nobody will. But feel free to come in there and post some news. As you can see, they're doing, looks like, some reruns from some of the protests. Could be throughout the weekend. It could be in the, no, this is probably the past with this guy. So let's see what's happening in the chats. It's 8 o'clock. That's what it says. Global Revolution has 16 viewers. And obviously Treberose is not happy with Global Revolution because he says, what a joke the place has become. There was a time, I think what he's trying to say, there was a time when this was the most respectable place. I don't know what time that was. Global Revolution was never a respectable place. It was a place to come and learn about Occupy, which you don't do that anymore in Global Revolution. All you learn about in Global Revolution these days is anarchy, but it's never been a respectable place. And I've been coming to Global Revolution pretty much ever since there's been a Global Revolution, and I'll continue to come. I'm banned currently, probably for the rest of their life, because I'm sure a lot of them will move on. I won't, but as something better comes along, they'll leave. And if something should happen, more will come, and then they'll go. But they never stay. People never stay very long in Global Rev because, like I said, they're anarchists, and you can only hate for so long. That's just the way it is. You know, I didn't write it, I didn't make it up, but you can only hate for so long. Unless there's something emotionally wrong with you, then you can hate for a very long time. I mean, maybe you're on drugs and you didn't have your fix that day. It's hard to say why somebody would hate every day. It's just the way some people are, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, Global Revolution. If you like anarchy, that's the place for you. But it's never been respectable. I have no idea where Trev gets that idea, but and that's just my opinion. Just because I say that doesn't mean it's true, but I don't think they've ever been respectable. So Global Revolution, 16 viewers, and it is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2014, 8:02 a.m. St. Petersburg time, or that's the East. Let's move on to Dissenters. Dissenters has 4 viewers this morning, and not too much going on in there. Not too much. They were talking earlier about all the lying that goes on in Global Revolution. So if you want to ever hear the truth about Global Revolution, stop into Dissenters, which is on artstarzz.com, and you can find them in Chatboxing live stream. They're there daily and pretty much have the same players. But if you want to find out what's going on, you can find it out there. And then 2 viewers for Dissenters 5. And the same with Dissenters 5 if you're looking for some news and find out what's going on, followed by a link. Crusader 1954 will have all that stuff for you. So drop into these chats. Don't be afraid to get in there and kick up your heels. You will get banned in Global Revolution for speaking your mind. So unless you're an anarchist and you hate the world, you hate government, you hate corporations, you hate your mama, Global Revolution will ban you. If you want to go into a place that is ban-free, you can say what you want. I've seen people say the craziest things and not get banned, including "I'll kill you." They threaten to kill you. I've seen people say that, and they don't get banned in... let me see if I can widen this since we're talking about the chats and get an idea of what's being said in these chats, and then you can pretty much read them for yourself. It's a lot easier that way. Let's see. I think Let's even make them bigger. Let's go like monster big there. And then I'll just view the chats like that. And you could see for yourself 16 viewers in Global Revolution, so that, later on down the road, because Rise PDX copies all this stuff and he saves it. I have no idea who he's saving it for, but he threatens that he's going to do something. He threatens doxing, which, doxing is legal. You can do it. It's legal. Although, according to each individual website or server, they'll decide if you can dox, and if they have any rules against it, you might have to look in their rules. And if they have, some places have rules against doxing. But doxing is pretty much just putting out your personal information, and a lot of people are afraid that if you know who they are, you're going to come and cut off their head. So I'm personally not afraid of that sort of thing, so it doesn't bother me. And like I said, eventually I was thinking about having some kind of little store. So, some of that information, well, you got to know where to send the money. You got to know who to send it to. You got to know who you're dealing with. You can't deal with a screen name. Although most of the time I do sign up for a lot of these websites, and I use Artstarzz. I've made Artstarzz famous, and that's the name I'm sticking with. So here's what you got in Global Revolution, their chat room, and you can see that Treb was saying what he was saying, that yes, this used to be a respectable place, but I beg to differ. It's never been a respectable place. And then you've got the big comeback from Roxy Roller 5000, a big supporter of apparently Global Revolution. So if you say something, they're going to say something back, and then they'll ban you, because they really can't argue with you very much, because they're pretty much stuck in a narrow place. And if they try to widen it, it ends up contradicting everything that they say. If you if you get past their rhetoric and their ranting, then a lot of things that they say about the government and corporations, it doesn't hold water, because they blanket everything into one thing. They pretty much say that, the government is bad and corporations are bad. Well, parts of the government, and it's not the government that is bad, because the people are the government. To say the government is bad is to say that all the people in the United States are bad, or all the people in Germany are bad, or all the people in Spain, Mexico, Iran, Iraq, everywhere is bad. Because the people are the government. I don't care what kind of government it is. The people are the government. There's leaders in the government, and there's followers in the government, and there's people that aren't even in the government that are the government. In other words, a car will do you no good without gas. A government is no good without people. A government doesn't govern itself. People have to use the government as a tool, as a system, to govern the people. So you're going to get bad people inside the government that take some of the things that that the government has, the tools the government has, and use them in a way that's that's bad. In other words, if you take the military, for example, that's part of the government. That's a tool of the government. You take the police department, that's a tool of the government. You take the justice system, that's a tool of the government, but they're all run by people. That's why Mitt Romney says corporations are people, my friends. That's why he says that. And really, in a way, he's right. But what he's trying to do and what they're trying to do is wrong. That's just the way that it is. And as you can see, somebody apparently was listening to me talk about Global Revolution, and it's Krouth, Krouth, and he's done us the courtesy of dropping that link. Of course, he doesn't know, or she doesn't know, that that link is not allowed in Global Revolution. That is a violation of Global Revolution policy to drop that link in there and to give any kind of daylight to this terrible channel. Obviously, Trouth does not know what a troll is. He's got me, or she's got me, labeled as a troll without looking at what a troll really is. Now, because you don't agree with something, that doesn't make you a troll. It just means you don't agree. But of course, if you're trying to brainwash people that come to your channel, yeah, you'd want to label them with something. You'd want to put a label on them. You'd want to put some kind of badge on them. You know, that's what you'd want to do. You'd want to tattoo them with something. You'd want to label them in such a way that no matter where they go, you know, they are labeled, for example, a troll. See, now, you know, like I said, we're making he or she famous here because, you know, what he or she doesn't know is that we're recording this live, and I keep this, and it plays for about a week. And, you know, like I say, people who try to make you think a certain way, they're going to label you. They're going to make you think that they have the answers. All of the answers, not just one or two answers. They have all of the answers. So I want to thank Trouth for posting a link to artstarzz.com. But what Trouth doesn't know is that actually we do a lot of good for Global Rev, and we do a lot of good for Occupy, and we do a lot of good for a lot of channels that I personally don't agree with, but I will talk about. Like I said, Global Rev is full of anarchists and anarchist ways of thinking. You know, no, they don't want no laws, they don't want no government, they don't want nobody telling nobody what to do. But the funny thing is that they want to tell you what to do. For example, this person now is telling everybody not to come to our site. That's what this person is doing. They're saying don't go to artstarzz.com because Artstarzz or artstarzz.com is a troll. Because in order to be a troll, you've got to be a person, and artstarzz.com is a person, my friend. We're people. So, I want to thank Trouth for posting our link, which is something that I can't do in Global Rev, but I would if I could. Because, after all, that's what we're about. We're about scattering the chatter. Tell the people what's going on. Nope. We're still getting a little kickback from Trouth. Trouth says no. I'm spreading this. I am spreading this. Oh, is he spreading it more? He or she is spreading it more than one place? Well, that's good. Whoops. Ooh, there was almost a crash. If you heard that skid, that was a skid outside. So good. Thank you, Trouth, for spreading this. I just would like you to know we don't ignore Global Rev, no matter how crazy Global Rev gets. They're on our radar. We aren't watching them to spy on them because we do it all openly, and we discuss the things that are happening in Global Rev. If you're a whack job, we're going to call you a whack job. I mean, I get called a whack job. I don't freak out about it. The people that come to our site get called whack jobs for coming to the site. We don't freak out about it. Like I said, if you want to speak freely, Global Rev isn't the place because they're anarchists. And anarchists try to pretend that they want freedom. They try to pretend that they want peace. They try to pretend that they want unity. And the Ku Klux Klan does that. I seen a thing. I'm not shitting you. I seen a documentary on the Ku Klux Klan where one of the Grand Wizards actually said they weren't racists. Of course, they never say that they like Jews. I think that they hate Jews more than they hate the black race, the Ku Klux Klan, that is. And why would that be? Because in their mind, the Jewish people have money and power. So, you've got to hate the Jewish people in a special way if you're part of the KKK. So, that's the way that goes. And, people will lie to you just to tell you that they are the best people in the world. And there's nothing you can do about it really, because people are going to hate, they're going to be racist, and they're going to lie. I personally like to watch them because of the lies. Because, it kind of keeps me in check. It just lets me see how much I can actually tolerate before I, just put my head down and run it into the wall on some of the stupid stuff that I see people doing. I seen in Global Rev the other day that they said that education, don't go to college. It's bad for you. College does nothing for you. How much college this person had, I don't know. Probably was only 16 years old. That's one of the things. It was probably a 16-year-old person, and they said, don't go to college. Well, one of the times that I did try to post to debate that and to get them to understand that college isn't all about knowledge. A lot of people think that you go to college to learn something. Well, most of college is about connecting yourself to people who are connected. That's what it is. It's about people going. You go to college to learn to meet people. In other words, if you're going to be a lawyer, you go to a school, and the better the school, the better your connections are. The better your connections are when you leave college. That's what it is. It's about connecting up. And the better your school, the better your chances of getting a better job, getting into, where the powerful people are. There's no denying that some people in this world have more power than others. Some people in this world have more influence than others. Now, if you want to go backwards, watch Global Revolution, and you'll see exactly how to go backwards, because that's what they're about. That's what they're about. And we're gonna give somebody, if somebody talks about us, since we do have the screen up and we're on live. Doug says that I am painfully boring. Painfully. Apparently he thinks he's really exciting. Now, from everything that I've seen about Douglas, I don't even know who'd be proud of the name Douglas unless you're Michael Douglas, or Kirk Douglas, unless you're a famous Douglas. But this guy is proud of dusting, owning a dustbuster, vacuuming. That's what he's proud of. But I was watching him yesterday because I watch the chats. That's what I do. It's my hobby to watch the chats and post some of this stuff. But I was watching him yesterday, and he was talking about exiting. He was talking about exiting dissenters. He was making a formal announcement that he was going to leave dissenters. I am leaving. And everybody was opening the door, giving him his hat, handing him his coat, making sure that he was comfortable, that he wasn't cold when he went outside. And he was coming to Global Revolution because these were the people that he wanted to align himself with. But of course, for probably a year, ever since Dissenters opened up, it could be getting to be a year now, that Dissenters started its channel there. When Rise PDX and other people were kicking Douglas around, slapping him around like a little boy, he left, stuck his tail between his legs, and he went to Dissenters, and he started in on Global Revolution. He could have made a living on all the bad stuff that he was saying about Global Revolution. Well, Rise PDX knew that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Because I don't agree with Rise PDX, I don't call him stupid. Rise PDX is not stupid. I don't agree with anything he says, but he's not stupid. Douglas isn't stupid, but they're manipulators. That's what they do. Douglas is a manipulator, and Rise PDX is a manipulator. You have to be, if you're going to organize anything in these chat rooms, you have to be a type of a manipulator. Now, you might be thinking that I'm a manipulator. I'm doing the same thing, only I'm talking. Maybe I am. Maybe I am a manipulator, and I'm manipulating these people who are now talking to me live and being recorded. And it's okay, because the way that I look at it is that, if you can't talk in Global Revolution, and one of the things that I did, one of the first things that I did, and the reason that I call it chatboxing, is I set channels side by side that people could talk to each other without being banned from the rooms. And people come to my site and they look at these chats and they talk to each other. Because once you got banned, then Pride got involved and you couldn't get unbanned, and then there was no viewers, so they would unban you, and then you'd go back into these chats. So I set the chats side by side so that people could talk to each other. They aren't going to iron out their differences, no. They're not going to solve their problems, no. They're not going to change the way they think or the things they do, no. They're not going to do that. But they're going to be able to talk to each other. Because what's going to happen, whether they like it or not, they're going to get old. They're going to get old. And all of this revolutionary bullshit that they're feeding themselves, all of this "we're going to change the world" bullshit, is going to fade. And you're going to get to a point in your life that you have to survive. You got to move out of the basement. You got to get your own family and your own apartment. Most of them will. Most of them are. And no matter what somebody says, people are going to college. They're going to finish high school. They're going to get a trade. And they're going to join corporations. They're going to be everything they hate right now. They are going to be that. It happened to the hippies. It happened to the people before the hippies. And it happened to the people before the people before the people. After a while, you have to join the system. You have to join the system. I just added Occupy TV to our site, because I thought that it was going to be on TV. Well, I haven't found it on the TV yet. I'm still going to look. I'm going to keep trying, and maybe they've got to grow a little bit more. But they're basically like Livestream and Ustream and Bambuster and YouTube. You can get, and they'll give you a channel free. I just didn't want to fill that thing out right now. I have enough channels, but eventually I will. I'll fill it out, and I'll get me one of them channels, and I'll have that channel on our site. And I'll be on that channel talking about the benefits, the good things, the bad things, whatever. But there's a new live stream out there, and Occupy TV has it. But one of the things that I noticed, the first things that I started to notice or think about when they said TV, I thought, okay, well, Occupy has never been a group that's claimed to have a lot of money. They've always asked for money, small donations here and small donations there. Hey, if you want to donate, donate. That's your business. If you think that that they're going to change the world and you want to support them, support them. But they are going to be, if not already, a corporation. And not only are they going to be a corporation, but they're going to get government aid one way or another. Whether they become a tax-exempt corporation, like a church, whether they do that, or they actually get some kind of money from the government. That's what's going to happen to Occupy TV. How long will it last? Well, they're off to a good start because the channels are free. But I'm sure that they have premium programs where you can pay, and then you get rid of the commercials. But still, you're buying into a corporation. Global Revolution always talks about corporations. They always talk about corporations, how evil corporations are. How evil mainstream media is. Well, live stream where Global Revolution, and it's my understanding, I don't know how true it is, but I can say whatever I want, and I'm going to say whatever I want. It's my understanding that Global Revolution gets some kind of assistance from live stream. Whether it's a free channel, because you can get them. If Livestream wants to give you a free channel, they can. I was seeing yesterday, Rise PDX was saying that that Ustream is advertising to give away free channels. Ustream has been giving away free channels for as long as I've known about Ustream, so that's nothing new. But one of the things about Global Revolution, if you come to Global Revolution and you watch what they talk about, if you watch what they're saying, they're anarchists. They don't like the government, and they don't like corporations. And they don't like the man, the pigs, the cops, whatever your generation is calling them. But the thing is that they use them. Livestream is a corporation. And one of its major shareholders is Gannett Broadcasting. That's who contributes money to Livestream. So here we've got Global Revolution, and Global Revolution is talking about corporations, government, of which that's who they use. They use corporations, and they use mainstream media all the time. Their biggest complaints will come from the information that they get from mainstream media. That's just the way it is. So that's my little rant on Global Rev today. And let's I want to go up and see. I want to thank Douglas, and let's see. I want to thank Roxy Roller 5000, because Roxy Roller 5000 says I'm 53 and I see the need for revolution even more clearly than when I was in my 20s. Well, if you see revolution more clearly now than when you were in your 20s, then obviously you're still in the same situation that you were in when you were 20, in your 20s. Because if your situation hasn't changed from 20 to 53, well then, I don't know what to tell you. If you haven't managed to get yourself into a position in this society, and in this society, the goal is to own your own home. If you want to become self-employed, and one day you're going to have some kind of retirement plan. If he hasn't set up, or she hasn't set up some kind of retirement plan, it's easy to see why Roxy Roller 5000 probably wished they were 20 again. And is why that Roxy Roller 5000 probably spends a lot of time with people in their 20s, wishing they were 20 again. And probably fighting tooth and nail not to get old. 53, you are not going to start over at 53. 20, you've got 33 years to hit 53. In 33 years, you could have bought and owned your own home. I hope Roxy Roller 5000 owns her own home. But if Roxy Roller 5000 owns their own home, they are part of the system. He or she is part of the system and has done everything that global revolution is against. You pay taxes. If you work, if you haven't retired by now, you're a slave. If you've gotten an education, you're a slave. You're a sheeple. That's what you are. If you've done anything in this society that this society requires for you to be happy, owning stuff, having a job, you're required to have that to be happy. But if you haven't done that, and you're living in a little apartment somewhere, you haven't done anything with your life, and you're living in a little apartment somewhere, yeah, revolution would look pretty good to you. But the thing is that revolution is not about going forward in this case. Most revolutions are about moving forward. Let's make the system better. Let's take over the government. Let's take our country back, like the Republicans say. It's about moving forward. But global revolution and the anarchists in global revolution are not about moving forward. They're about moving backward. And you don't have to be a genius to see that. You don't have to see that what they want to do is tear everything down. And they don't even talk about how they're going to build it back up. They just talk about how they're going to tear it down, how they want to stick it to the man, like they used to say in the old days. Stick it to the man. Yeah. And then they became the man. And now guess what? Global revolution is trying to stick it to them. That's just the way it goes, man. It's evolution. You know, you used to be the angry teenager, and now you've got angry teenagers. That's just the way it is. And if you can't see that, the joke's on you. So I want to thank Roxy Roller for their little recognition of Artstarzz.com. But most of all, I want to thank Karalf. I guess that's how you say it. I've always said I can't read worth a damn, and I spell even worse. So don't have a weird name and then expect me to say it right. I can barely say Democrat. So anyway, Karalf has managed to put our channel. Oh, that's just our channel. That's just our channel. I wish you would have put the whole site up there, so we'll just tell them it's artstarzz.com. And thank you, Karalf. I know that you think that you are doing good by making us look bad, but you know, I'm of the attitude of an artist. I have the attitude of an artist, and that attitude is good or bad. Say what you want, just don't ignore me. Don't ignore artstarzz.com just because you're a hater. Stop by, visit us, and complain. Oh, we've got places you can complain. You can come and tell me anything you want. I'll listen to you. I'll talk to you. As a matter of fact, I'll turn the phone on and you can tell me to my face or to my ear. You can talk to me if you want to. So don't be a hater. And don't let anybody manipulate you and tell you how not to be. How not to be. Because as they are saying, as they are talking about the government and corporations, and they are saying things about them, they're doing the same exact thing. They use the same exact model. They aren't even using any new tricks. But like I said, they aren't going forward. They're trying to take you backwards because they can't make it forward. They can't be a producer, so if you're a producer, you're a slave. That's what global revolution is about. It's about making you think like them and pulling you backward. Don't go to college is good advice. Educating yourself is good advice. Well, that's what they think in global revolution. But you got to stop by and see it for yourself. You've got to stop by Global Revolution and see how long you can last in there. One or two things are going to happen. Either you're going to think like them or you're going to be banned. And then if they ban you, head on over to some of the many other channels that we have on artstarzz.com. You can come to our website, and we have a chat there. You can talk in there. You can go into dissenters. And if you agree with global revolution, you can go into dissenters and talk about it. You can go into dissenters 5 and talk about it. Them are just probably there's probably only 3 channels on artstarzz.com that you can go to and talk without being banned. The 2 dissenter channels are 2 of them, and Artstarzz is the 3rd one. So, you can go in with all of the hope in the world that you're going to change the world. You go into global revolution, but, you might wake up one morning and say, nah, I don't think so. This is a bunch of bullshit. And then you tell them that, and then they ban you, and then come on over to dissenters. Either one. But if you step into dissenters, let's take a look at dissenters. You better have your helmet on, because they don't take any hostages. If you don't have your shit together, they will tell you to, take a flying leap. Yeah, that's what they'll tell you. They'll call you down, and they'll talk about your mama if they want to, because there's no banning. And I mean, they have taken the no banning thing. We're looking at dissenters right now. So if you see this anywhere, that's dissenters. They don't take, the normal things that you would definitely not say to somebody's face because they're liable to knock your nose right off your face, they'll say it in dissenters, including talk about your mama. So if you can't handle that, if you can't handle people telling you what they think and throw a few choice words in there, dissenters might be a place that you watch and you don't participate in, because they really test your tolerance. And they've always been like that. They are not fake people, although they use fake names a lot. But there's a lot of good information. Debt-free currency is always posting. And the thing about debt-free currency is that debt-free currency post is what's there. Post is what's there. And, sometimes it doesn't make the Democrats look very good. Doesn't make President Obama look very good. But that's what's there. And Debt-Free will post that. Tree Burrows has a Ustream channel, and he does a lot of work in California. He's got a very nice camera. He's got his own Ustream channel. I don't agree with some of the things that Treb says, especially when it comes to voting. I don't agree with it. He thinks that voting isn't a good thing. I think voting is the best thing. But there are differences of opinion, and you can do that in dissenters. You can do that sort of thing. You can go in there and you can disagree, and you can butt heads for a month if you want to. If you have a mind to change somebody else's mind, you can do it in dissenters. And, for better or worse, I think it's a good thing. Personally, I I don't chat in there anymore because I'm not as thick-skinned as I used to be. And some of it, to me, it just doesn't make sense. But the world doesn't operate on how I think. The world is on its own. So, it's the same with dissenters, and it's the same over here in Global Revolution. If you don't like it, you don't have to go there. You don't have to visit either one. Like I said, I keep them on my channel because, there's always something there. For better or worse, there's always something there. You might not like Global Revolution because they're anarchists, but you might find a good link to something that you like. I think that Global Revolution has the right idea, but they're just going about it the wrong way. That's just my opinion. And, Global Revolution doesn't like my opinion. And that's okay with me. Sometimes I don't even like my opinion. But that's just the way it is. I have to live with me. You don't. So that's Global Revolution. And that's Dissenters. And then we have, of course, Dissenters 5. And this is Crusader 1954, who, well, you can see how nice it is of Crusader 1954 to put a link. And when Crusader 1954 drops the link to Artstarzz, Crusader does it, with good intentions, because, Crusader knows that there's stuff there. And like Crusader will send you to other sites, Crusader will send you to artstarzz.com. So we try to keep up with the times, and that's just the way that we do things. And of course we've got OPN, and OPN this time of the morning they usually play music, and it's kind of like walking into a coffee shop in the morning. That's what OPN is like. They even will offer you a cyber cup of coffee, or GI Joe might offer you a shot of something, and some of these places will even offer you a joint if you smoke weed. It's legal in 2 states. It's not like we're doing something really mysterious like it used to be back when the Ku Klux Klan ran things, and that if you were black and you smoked weed, you were out to steal all the white women. It's not like that anymore. The world has changed. So this is OPN. Like I said, stop in, have a cup of coffee with them, because that's how they'll treat you. They'll treat you like you're a lost friend, and that's just the way they are. But like I said, if you feel like a fight, step into Dissenters or step into Global Revolution. But if you've had enough with fighting and you kind of just want to kick back for a little bit and, take it easy, it's all right. You can go in there, they'll relax, have a cup of coffee, and like I said, somebody might even offer you something like a joint, shot of tequila. Occupy Toronto. Let me see how many people were in. There were 6 people in OPN this morning. So let's see. Occupy Toronto. I was watching them yesterday, and they had some really nice videos about Indians. Now, Occupy Toronto is kind of like what it says. They're from Toronto. They're Canadians. Everybody, no matter who they are, focuses on the United States. Global Revolution doesn't really deal with global revolution. They deal with how messed up they think the United States is. Let's change the United States, and if we change the United States, I guess we can change the world. That's just my opinion of global revolution. But Occupy Toronto yesterday had some nice videos about Indians, and they usually talk about Indians. I don't know what they call them in Canada. I know sometimes they get offended if you call them Indians here in America. They want to be native people, or I don't know. But I'm going to call them Indians until somebody complains enough to where I change my ways. That's Occupy Toronto. And then we got this is our little site chat again. And little things go on here and there. Dissenters 99 stops in and says some nice things. And then whenever you post in our site chat, up here on top, it'll go fly. Oops, let me get this cleared up here. Up here on top, we've got a little ticker that ticks away. See, it's got a little ticker there, and whatever you type in there will tick across the top of the screen. So we like that little thing. Just a little toy, It's not all. We're not all serious here at artstarzz.com. As a matter of fact, we don't take things too seriously. I'm not a revolutionist or revolutionaryist or whatever they call themselves. I'm not one of them. I don't join cliques. I don't join anything. I'm a witness. I witness things. And I vote. And so here we've got Occupy, Global Occupy Network News or something like that. And they have 9 viewers. This one here, they were talking about it in dissenters this morning about how they ban you without you don't even have to do anything. Your name alone can get you banned. I'm banned here, so that's just the way it is. It's their channel. Like all channels, they're free to decide who comes there and who doesn't. They're free to talk about whatever they want to talk about. And again, most of this talk is about how bad America is in this channel here. This is Global Occupy Network News or something like that. But anyway, they're in our chat boxing live stream, and some of the main players are Ping T and Gentle Bear, and you've got Tree Burrows in there visiting, talking, because channels like this do mirror a lot, and they mirror Tree Burrows, so I'm sure he's on his best behavior when he goes in here. But when he is not in there, he has other things to say about it. Hypocritical, but sometimes the hypocrite is able to cross the borders and go into other territory that the rest of us honorable people can't go into, because why? We refuse to be hypocritical. And we say what we think, and it gets us in trouble. And now we can't go play with the other kids. Because why? Because we refuse to say what they want to hear. So some people can do that. Treebros is apparently one of them, who will talk in one chat with one side of his mouth and then go into another chat and talk out of the other side of his mouth. But like I said, in society, in the real world, that's the way you have to be. You have to go along to get along, or get along to go along, whatever you want to say about that. You can't say what you think in certain places. Just because you think you should be able to, just because of free speech, you can't do that. You have to work, and you have to play nice with the other kids. On the internet, not as much. On the internet, you can say what you want, say what you think, but that doesn't mean people are going to like you. That doesn't mean you're going to get to be able to play in their territory. And these chats are territories. They're real territorial, as a matter of fact. They're cliques. Every place has a clique. Artstarzz.com is full of cliques. That's what it's full of. So that is that channel. And like I said, that is that. And then over here in Syrian Freedom. Okay, Syrian Freedom. Tokyo. I like Tokyo, always have. And, I'm sure that there's things that I say that Tokyo doesn't like. But there's not anything that Tokyo has ever said that I don't like. Tokyo is a strong supporter of the Syrian people. And like I said, governments are made up of people. And sometimes you have to get along with the people you don't like so that you can support the people you do. In this case, ISIS. Everybody is against ISIS. They're the terrorist group of choice this month, and everybody likes to hate ISIS. But the little problem that they're having over in Syria is that ISIL, doesn't like the government of Syria, the people that are running Syria. So you have a problem, kind of. It's kind of like, any enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine. So you have this problem. Who wants to be on the side of Assad, or who wants to be on the side of Syria? You'd kind of wish they would just wipe each other out. Unfortunately, there's people sitting in the middle, kind of like in Gaza. Kind of like what's happening in Gaza. You've got people sitting in the middle, innocent people sitting in the middle of all of this bullshit. So you've got ISIL wanting to topple Assad, and then you've got everybody else wanting to topple ISIL. So what do? Do you step aside and let them topple Assad? Is that what you do? It's tricky. The world isn't as easy as the people in global revolution would like it to be. It's not that easy to pick a side and then expect the side to be right, or to pick a side and to expect that the other side is wrong. It's just not that easy. The world is not a simple place, and there will never be simple solutions. Anytime you have one or more people, it gets complicated really fast. And, that's just the way it is. So this is Syrian freedom, and they are for freeing the Syrian people. Which part of the Syrian people? It's hard to say, because about the time you think you're on the right side, the left takes over. And that's just the way the real world works. So that's Syrian freedom. That's Tokyo One doing his best to spread the word, to show you the terrible things that are happening in Syria. And he sticks to it. Tokyo is a defector from Global Revolution. Tokyo used to be a moderator in Global Revolution. But that was back when you could talk in Global Revolution. That's before the anarchists took over Global Revolution. Rise PDX and the anarchists took over Global Revolution. Yeah, so it happens. One click will move in, and before you know it, the chat gets taken over. And if the owner of the channel doesn't mind because he's getting viewers and he don't give a damn what they say or what they do, you get Global Revolution. So, come on in, and there's a click here for you. And if not, just watch. Scroll around, look around, and see what's going on. So that's that, and I'm going to check out. I'm running out of time here. I've got about 3 minutes. Again, this is you can see them up on the right screen there. That is Occupy TV, and you'll get on there and they'll be talking Swedish. I don't know if that's what if Swedish is the language, but they were in Switzerland, and then they were talking Swedish. I don't know. And, that's just the way Occupy is. They want to occupy the whole world. They want to organize the world. But it's been tried before in the United States, and it's really all about the United States. No matter what, it is about the United States. I don't care what it is, it ends up being about the United States. So I am going to take a little ride over here to... before I run out of time, I'm going to take a look into our monitors. This is our monitor page, if it comes up, because I've been goofing around a lot. Gives me I don't even have a second to watch. Whoops. Probably if I went to the right place, it helps. Let's monitor Ustream. We'll check out the monitors in Ustream. But before I go, I've got just one thing I want to say about something I learned about our browsers. If you didn't know, many of you, you know what's going on, but some people don't. So, if you know this, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the people that don't know it. So anyway, this is our monitors thing here, and we've got, we're live, everybody else is still sleeping, but what I found was I never use Google Chrome. And Nina was having a little bit of problems looking at our website yesterday. It was all the things were like all out of line. They weren't nice and neat the way that I put them in there. And that it had one of the chats all wandering off to the side. So I thought possibly it was either Google Chrome or maybe my my website company wasn't accepting things. So anyway, what I did, let me get our site up here, and this is Google. So now we're in Google Chrome, and I'm using a Mac. So now we're in Google Chrome, and everything was kind of all messed up. So let me see if it'll do it for me this morning so I can show you. Well, if we go a little over time, we're just going to have to go a little over time. I'm the boss. I can do what I want. So let's see if it does it. And then probably today, it probably fixed itself already. Sometimes, these things fix themselves. But we'll see what happens here. I'm loading in Google, and and I use Safari mostly. And let's see if it does. It gets crazy here. And that's one of the things, if you use a particular, let it. You've got to use it a few times. It gets used to what you're trying to do, and then it'll work real good and work smooth for you. But in Google Chrome, let's let it finish loading. It's taking its time. Great opportunity. Loading slow. And okay. And down here at the bottom in Google Chrome, oh, maybe I'm not in Google Chrome yet. Let's see if I can get into Google. Anyway, right here on top, let's see if I can zoom that up. I don't know if you can see it too well, but it's right next to, and what it does is it drops down all the different browsers that you can use, which, to some people this might not be news, but to others it might be. So like I said, if you know this, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the ones that don't know. So you can, like for example, click on Google Chrome, but it wants me to do it a default, and I don't want to do that, so we'll open it up again. Whoops. And then you can go to Firefox, and then it'll give you all these choices of Firefox. So if you're having problems with your browser and you use Google Chrome and you don't know about this little button, check it out, because a lot of times that's exactly what the problem is. It's your browser, and you might want to change your browser for a particular site. Your browser might not work good on one site, but your browser works good on another site. So if you're having problems with the site, check out Google Chrome, and check out this neat little tool that they have for us here to use. It's called Chrome UA Spoofer. So if you don't see it in that corner, then go ahead and Google Spoofer, UA Spoofer, and download it, and then that little button will pop up for you. A lot of Mac users might have this problem, and Windows users may not. But if you're a Windows user, you can use Safari and some other things. I have a Mac. This is the way the Mac works. I don't know what will happen if you try to find Spoofer and you use Windows. So I'm Artstarzz. That's just my opinion. Have a good day.